Imagine someone handed you the blueprint of the universe, not a random map, an actual cosmic blueprint, and they said, you can design the perfect home for life. Not tiny microbes hiding under rocks. Intelligent life. Civilizations. Technology. Most people would start with the planet, but that's actually the wrong place to begin. Because planets don't make the rules. Stars do. Your star decides everything. Temperature, radiation, climate stability, how long life even gets to exist. Choose the wrong star, and your perfect planet becomes a frozen rock, or a boiling nightmare, or worse, a planet where life almost begins, only to be erased again and again. So if humans could design the perfect star, what would it actually look like? A giant, brilliant star. More energy, more heat, more power. At first, this sounds perfect. Entire worlds bathed in endless light. But there's one catastrophic problem. Life is slow, painfully slow. Earth needed billions of years. And giant stars don't wait. They burn through fuel absurdly fast. So giant stars are out. Fine. Then let's go smaller, much smaller. Red dwarfs, tiny stars, cooler stars, extremely efficient. These stars can live for trillions of years. That sounds incredible. An almost endless future for life. 2. So did we get unlucky? Maybe Earth chose the wrong neighborhood? Not so fast. Because red dwarfs have a terrifying problem. Because they're so small, a planet has to orbit dangerously close. Extremely close. And that creates a huge problem. Tidal locking. One side burns forever. The other freezes forever. And somehow, life might only survive in this thin strip. But that's still not the worst part. Young red dwarfs are violent. Insanely violent. Massive solar eruptions. Radiation storms. A nearby planet gets hit directly, and the atmosphere starts taking damage. Then more damage. Then even more. Until eventually, there's almost nothing left. No atmosphere. No protection. No stable life. So red dwarfs? Promising? Absolutely. Safe? Not really. So maybe our sun wasn't such a bad choice after all. Now, let's look at something familiar. Our sun. Stable, predictable, long-lived, powerful enough, but not insane. That's why Earth exists. But we're not designing decent. We're designing perfection. So can we do better? Maybe. But stars aren't the whole story. Even a perfect star can be ruined by terrible planetary design. Because planets have neighbors. And neighbors matter a lot. 4. And that brings us to Jupiter. A giant like this changes everything. At first, it looks irrelevant. A giant ball of gas. No surface. Not exactly a place you'd live. But gravity makes it dangerous. Or protective. Imagine an asteroid racing inward. Then this monster gets involved. Maybe it saves the inner worlds. Or maybe it sends danger inward. The truth? It's complicated. But one thing is obvious. Neighbors matter. So our perfect system needs architecture, design, balance. Because now, we're not designing a planet. We're designing an entire home for civilization. So what kind of world should our civilization actually live on? At first, the obvious answer feels easy. 5. Just build another Earth. Blue oceans, clouds, continents, breathable air. Done. Except, Earth might not actually be optimal, because Earth is survivable. But survivable isn't the same as ideal. Gravity matters. Too weak, and you lose atmosphere. Too strong, and everything becomes harder. So maybe, a slightly better Earth? Now, we're getting somewhere. But planets don't evolve in isolation. They have companions, like moons. And moons can quietly change everything. Take Earth. Its moon may have helped stabilize the tilt. Because without stability, climate gets weird. Really weird. So, yes, our perfect world probably gets a moon. But not something ridiculous. Too much tidal force, and coastlines become chaos. So balanced. Stable tilt. Predictable seasons. Long-term climate reliability. Now, this world is starting to feel engineered. But we're still not done. A beautiful planet still fails without the right air. Too thin, and protection disappears. Too thick, and now heat gets trapped. Congratulations, You built Venus, so balance again. Enough shielding, enough warmth, enough breathing room. But should oxygen dominate? Not necessarily. Too much oxygen, and fire becomes terrifying. Too little, and advanced civilization struggles. So yes, even air needs engineering, and somehow, we still aren't done, because breathable air means nothing if your planet gets cooked from space. You need a shield, a magnetic field, an invisible guardian. Without it, solar radiation starts winning, atmosphere loss begins, surface life gets exposed. So, yes, our engineered world gets a strong core. But space isn't the only threat. Sometimes the universe throws rocks, big ones, civilization-ending ones. That's where architecture matters again. Gas giants, stable spacing, predictable gravitational geometry. Because we're not designing survival anymore, we're designing longevity. So what does our final design actually look like? Not a random world, an engineered ecosystem, a stable medium star, long-lived, calm, powerful enough for life, an optimized Earth-like planet, balanced gravity, a breathable atmosphere, a strong magnetic shield, a stabilizing moon, protective planetary neighbors, catastrophe resistance, long-term stability, civilization, longevity. Sounds perfect. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The universe doesn't owe perfection, which makes Earth feel a lot more extraordinary